A hotel is under attack in the Kabul city. The visuals on your screen right now. A few attackers entered inside the hotel. Firing is going on. The shots you can hear. Let's just try and listen in. Before that, I want to cut across to my colleague Abhishek, who's with us on the broadcast. Abhishek, the details that we have.
Also, it looks very good attack from the in the city of Kabul, and we are getting information that heavily armed militants have raided the hotel where mostly Chinese officials or Chinese workers or Chinese citizens were staying, and these heavily armed attackers have also been reported to be wearing suicide vests. So it looks like the attack is going to be very bold and very brazen, as we can say. And also currently, as we are talking, there are reports of multiple gunfire. Taliban fighters have also engaged with the raiders, and there have been reports of multiple injuries among the fighters. Who all are the attackers and who are sponsors of this attack is yet not clear, but we know that this attack is coming just 3 days after Pakistan embassy officials in Kabul were also attacked. So clearly, the city of Kabul looks like it's slipping from the grip of Taliban officials because they're having multiple attacks on the VVIP areas and on VVIP people. So it looks like the chaos, the law and order situation in the city is currently not under the very much control of Taliban regime in Kabul, and these regular frequent attacks are coming from multiple sections of terrorist organizations are clearly a cause of concern for international community, and their representatives were staying in Kabul.
Abhishek, please continue to stay with us. There are more details which are coming in on the story. I want to put our viewers across to this mega exclusive details that we are getting for you. Now, the details that we have is that the explosion has been reported in Sharina of Kabul. There is heavy gunfire which is being reported following an explosion. According to sources, there were several Chinese citizens who were present at the hotel that has been raided by heavily armed militants, and they're also carrying out suicide vests. Multiple Taliban fighters have been injured so far in the clashes. Abhishek with us on the broadcast. Abhishek, once again, can you reiterate for our viewers, is this some kind of targeted attack that has happened at a hotel? Do we know the intent behind it? Do we know who exactly are the attackers?
It could be very well because just a day ago, a Chinese ambassador in Kabul and senior diplomats had met Taliban officials asking for them to provide strong security to the Chinese diplomats present in Kabul. So probably Chinese officials and diplomats present in Kabul, they had some idea that they are coming under threat because of the politics of the local politics of Kabul. And in this light, it becomes very much clear that Chinese probably had this idea that they could be targeted. And now, within 24 hours of Chinese diplomats meeting Taliban officials, this attack is being reported where multiple Chinese citizens who visited the hotel are under threat. There has not been any report of any casualties or how many people have been injured, but on the surface, seeing the footages that are surfacing on the internet, it looks like a very major attack where multiple suicide armed militias are involved, and several Taliban fighters have also been reported to have been injured, but no report of casualties so far.
No report of the casualties so far. Abhishek, were there elements within Afghanistan who were not happy with the visit of the Chinese diplomat or the Chinese officials? What is the political context to this kind of attack that we are witnessing right now? Because the Chinese regime has been very supportive of Taliban administration.
I think there have been multiple sections in the Taliban government also who have their own politics. We know that Taliban, the whole Afghanistan in a broader way, is very much fragmented in various ethnic groups and sub-ethnic groups, and they do want their stake, their share in the power. And ever since the Taliban regime has taken over Kabul, there has not been a single linear approach to the development of the city, development of the country, and how the political establishment should work. There have been differences between Taliban and Pakistani networks. Then there are other smaller, minor lords also in Afghanistan, warlords who are also wanting to have more stake in the power. at least in the local area. So they're having multiple structures, multiple smaller groups of armed militants. We know that they're having plenty of arms and ammunition available to even the smallest group of militants or protesters in Afghanistan because of the past 20 years of history of war happening in Afghanistan. So to have a small armed militant group and wage a party or target a particular group is something that is not new in Afghanistan, but targeting Chinese, targeting Pakistanis is something unprecedented because Chinese and Pakistanis, they have always been supporting sort of to Afghanistan of Taliban regime in Kabul. But recently we have seen Pakistan's senior diplomat being attacked by the militant group, and now Chinese citizens coming under attack from these heavily armed militants under this raid that currently we are talking.
Abhishek, you rightly pointed out that even within Taliban there are various factions. I mean, it's not some kind of elected government which is one on policy. It's an armed group which has taken over a state and is running the state right now with the support of a lot of countries, including China and Pakistan. Could you tell us more about these factions which don't like, friends like, Chinese or the Pakistanis, which traditionally have enjoyed the support from Taliban?
I mean, it would be really difficult to segregate the groups that don't like Chinese. But if we can talk about the whole power dynamics in Kabul, now with the Taliban being almost very much in strength, being placed at the seat of Kabul, now the development projects of in Afghanistan and multiple companies who want to invest in the natural resources country, is now a business dynamic is developing in Afghanistan, and in that business, multiple small armed militant groups who have been part of the long and 20 years and decades of struggle against sometimes with the USA, sometimes with Russia, and sometimes against international agencies. So now every small warlord, every small militant group, they also want to have their share of projects, their share of business, and be part of the mainstream development process.
Abhishek, give us a context. When it comes to the Chinese and the Talibani administration, in the last 1 year, in the last few months, what kind of relationship has this new regime and China enjoyed? What kind of diplomatic cooperation that we have seen? What are the kind of Chinese investments that we are witnessing in Kabul and other major cities of Afghanistan?
No, even at the height of Taliban's, attack and war that has been happening between USA and Taliban groups. In fact, in the last year, when on 16th of August, Kabul, the government of Kabul fell. Even then, Chinese embassy, Chinese investors, they kept staying in Kabul. And so it can be easily understood that they had kind of support, or they were at least not under threat from the incoming Taliban fighters in the city of Kabul. Over the last 1 year, at least, they had multiple meetings between Taliban leaders, their representatives, and Chinese envoys present in Kabul. And in fact, Taliban representatives have also met senior Chinese leaders. In fact, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi has also met several Taliban representatives. They have also met senior Pakistani militias. Recently, we have also seen Hindar Banisar, Minister of State for Pakistan, Foreign Affairs. She has visited Kabul. She has met representatives of Taliban government there. So it looks like that at least China and Taliban, they have had some sort of understanding with Taliban regime in Kabul. And in that context, it becomes really kind of, shocker for these two countries, at least, that why their diplomats, why their citizens are now being attacked. Chinese agencies, Chinese multinational companies are exploring a lot of ways to be part of the development process of Afghanistan in the days to come, and that includes getting hands on several minerals and mines present in the country, and also assisting humanitarian in a humanitarian way to the Afghanistan, to the people of Afghanistan. So they're having multiple ways of cooperation between China and Taliban regime present in Kabul. Yeah. But now with this attack happening against, literally, it looks like the Chinese citizens have been targeted because that hotel, it is known as Chinese hotel, is almost resided by mostly Chinese citizens, Chinese officials, their diplomats and their representatives. So it looks like now Chinese are under attack, and we'll have to see why this attack is happening.
The details of what